Oops, there we are. Oh my goodness. To be expected, right? We're not to be surprised by the trials. Everything went smooth in some testing and checking things out, and everything was awesome. So who knows exactly why I use one of these. Do not let myself get hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. They're saying something's happening. Can you hear me? Okay. Stop in the name of... Oh. Can you guys hear me? See me? It would not be... Yay! It is so hard not being able to see you. I will say that much. I so much more enjoy the live classroom where we can interact and see each other's beautiful faces. But this is what we're here for today, HALT. So we lost minutes. I guess I am still working on not being fashionably late. I had everything set, and then who knows what I did. But I'm enjoying this new platform for me. Webinars in general are fairly new for me, and I'm excited, and thank you for bearing with me. I see 7 attendees, and I see only 2 of you hanging out in the chat room, so please feel free to come in and say who you are. I don't have just a running list whether you chat or not, so if you pop into the right side of the chat room over here, you hopefully can see Berlin and Aaron there. Thanks, guys, for coming on. I see Susie. Hey.
Your button is upper left.
Your button is on the upper left to enable your chat and pop in with us, and feel free to, you know, just hang out with us there, chat and get to know each other, and feel free to ask any questions. I will be opening the floor for you to ask questions in a little bit. You can raise your hand as well if you have something. I'm going to just kind of buzz through my material. It is a brief synopsis of a tool that I use called HALT. I always need to like take a break and slow down and check myself and find out why I'm feeling agitated or edgy. And so this is a tool that my mom gave me years and years ago. It is a magnet that I have on my refrigerator. I also have some paper ones that I put in different places. And it just reminds me, wait a minute, there's a reason for me feeling, you know, just like the crazy lady needs to get out of my head. Hi, Monica. So anyway, so thanks you guys for being here. I'm really excited for you guys because this is a tool that really revolutionized my life. To just keep myself in check, much like we do with babies. You know, we make sure our babies are fed and dry and rested, and you know, we just have basic things to follow up with them on. And my goal is to equip busy entrepreneurial women, busy executive women that are flying by the seat of their pants and getting a lot of stuff done. Busy women do get things done, we know that. But we often put ourselves to the back burner, and I am really on a mission here to equip people to take care of themselves, to honor their body as a temple, and prepare themselves on a daily basis to protect themselves and nurture themselves, fill their cups up so they can fill other people's cups. We just are really easily overwhelmed when we put too many things on our plate and we don't rest and we don't prepare and take care of ourselves. So I'm going to walk through the different letters of HALT. I want to just give you a little bit of background of one of the reasons that I use this tool. I have had a lot of health challenges in my past. Too many to count, and usually what we see on the outside is not what we see, what we know, or what's going on the inside. So I've learned not to judge another's journey because we just don't know. So a lot of times people think, well, you have it so together, and you're thin and you're exercise and you're active, and they just don't know that sometimes it takes everything I have to get out of bed and out of the house. And I've struggled with adrenal fatigue and just pushing myself to the limit, like so many of us do. And I struggle with overwhelm at times. And the HALT reminds me to take a break, take a breath, and slow down. My goal is to help create longevity for you, to help equip you to, again, honor your body as a temple so that you may be able to serve the people that you're called to serve. And again, filling your cup so that you can pour into others' cups. So that's what we're here to do today. The HALT token is hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. My friend Berlin and I were brainstorming one day, and I have a few other things that I like to add, and we use the acronym HUB, and that would be, am I hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Or do I need to hydrate? Do I need to urinate? Do I need to breathe? So we're going to go over a few of those in this self-care tool, and I'll walk through those. And then at the end, I'll show you some ways that you can expand on that and apply it to yourself and learn how to work with me, or work with some of the online tools that you can download from me. The first one is hungry. It seems obvious. We know that, you know, we run on fumes a lot of times, and our blood sugars are affected. And breakfast to me is break fast. We wake up after 8 hours of sleep, hopefully. That's another area that I struggle with, is the tired part. I have insomnia often, and struggling with the hormones and all of that at 50 years old. The blood sugar can really tank, and the lack of sleep can really cause some issues. And I know a lot of my clients come to me with a first initial desire of losing weight. And a lot of times I set that piece aside, and I say, let's take a look at the functions of your body. And if we don't sleep, our cortisol levels are out of whack, and our blood sugars are tanking and up and down. So breakfast is breaking the fast. And for me, that's always protein. Protein is a building block to renewing cells. It balances the blood sugar. Adding protein and fiber together really brings a satiety level that gets you through to lunch, and we hopefully not waiting to lunch. I know so many of us are 2 o'clock, we're wondering why we can't think straight, and we're like, oh no, I forgot to eat lunch, and no, I haven't eaten the almonds in my bag, and you know, we take one more cup of coffee and hope for the best, and it's just not working. It's really not working. In 50 years of running like crazy, it's time. It's really time to start protecting ourselves and creating easy steps that can help us. Small meals, 3 meals, 2 snacks throughout the day. Today at church, I ran into a gal, and I was like, wow, you look better than I have ever seen you. What are you doing? And she goes, I'm eating more. And I said, you know, thank you for saying that. That's what I tell most of my clients. You're not eating enough, or you're eating you're eating too much of the wrong thing. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but today's really not about dieting or about you know, calories or any of that. It's really about serving your body in a way of bringing ease and peace. And, you know, the hungry piece, it's about the obvious. It's about food. And on my blog, you can find recipes that are quick to go. I make egg muffins. I make small mini meatloafs. I always have hard-boiled eggs in my home. I always have vegetables cut up with hummus or tahini, different things that are low-carb choices. And I'm not about, you know, you don't have to follow a specific diet, vegan or low carb or paleo. We don't want to look at what's right for your body. Everybody's blueprint is different. So as a coach, I don't have a set plan and diet, although I do have some experiences of things that work better. Usually it's about treating the body the way it needs to be treated for function and fuel, and meaning we need the right fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. And I teach that fats are not evil. It's the right kind of fats. And you know, eating more and eating more often, so that we balance our blood sugar, we keep our hormones in check. The stress hormones are usually flying out, you know, our cortisol is up and down. For me and so many of my people, I know some of you are on the line, and it's funny because we catch each other on Facebook at, you know, 11, 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just a battle that I constantly try to overcome. I'm working on right along there with my clients, and that's the adrenal fatigue. And today's society is all about that. It's really about push and go, and we're creating new businesses, and we're taking kids to soccer games, and we're trying to keep our house, and we're just trying to do it all. And our adrenals are pushed to the nth degree. And so I'm here to equip you with ways to fuel your body on the go, to have snacks in the car when the kids get in the car after school, to have a bit of protein, you know, a string cheese if you're not dairy intolerant, and wrap it with some good quality meat, and maybe some sprouts tucked in there, and have some snacks along the way, so you're not stopping at fast food restaurants, and you're not running on fumes and biting everybody's heads off. And hopefully that's not too familiar. The other part of hungry is that it's an emotional hunger. Sometimes we're not satisfied. We're edgy. There's a hole inside that's not filled. And sometimes that takes some journaling and taking a look at, maybe it's not that you're not eating enough. Maybe it's that you have cravings constantly and you're just insatiable and you're always grabbing and noshing at something. And I know that brings a lot of shame for a lot of people. And I know that people will, deny what they are really into. And, those cravings and that desire to be satisfied by something, is most often deeper than that pint of Ben and Jerry's or whatever our thing is. So identifying the emotional side of hunger is important too. And I think a lot of that goes to community. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about community later in the lonely part. So the A portion of my HALT token is anger. And we know that anger kills. In Chinese medicine, in Ayurvedic medicine, it is directly correlated to the liver. I have been a colonic hydrotherapist in the past, and I know that people who have they harbor a lot of resentment and bitterness in their bellies and unforgiveness, those things eat us alive. And that anger builds up, that resentment and bitterness builds up, and we end up with, from agitation and anxiety and depression, we end up all the way to cancer. And it's really a shame because yes, cancer can be genetic and it can be environmental, the things and toxins that we eat, the airs that we breathe, but it's so emotionally connected. Stress does kill our body. And we need to get our anger in check. And I can say for one that it was eating me up. I came to my marriage with a lot of anger, a lot of baggage, and it's taken a long time to work through a lot of that stuff. And I can tell you that a lot of my digestive issues and a lot of my fretting and my anxiety was deeply rooted in that. So I also suggest that you take a look at that. And if you can't let something go, and if you ruminate and it festers and you just are overwhelmed by not being able to let something go, work on that. Go to somebody, find somebody that you can talk to. But some quick tips that I use when I feel something come up in my gut, there was a stroke study that was done that said people who carry a lot of anger and bitterness are like 41% higher chances to have strokes. And we can imagine, it bursts off and the circulation goes, we become red here, our face flushes, our heartbeat goes. Some of us are more high-strung than others. I know nothing about that. But the other sad part is that it creates neuron death and our brains become, prone to depression and Alzheimer's. And so some tips that I use when I'm feeling that edginess in my body, when somebody's irritated me, I use the fresh air break. A lot of people smoke. A lot of people use substances. And believe me, I've used my share of substances. Thank God I have overcome drugs and alcohol that I use to self-medicate and to calm myself down, which were only temporary fixes. Now it's run outside, get outside, breathe the air. If someone gets to take a smoke break in your office, well, there's no reason you don't get to take a stress break. I also have behind me always a trampoline that I keep. And when I need a break, my body's tired and edgy from working on something in my computer or sitting in my chair too long or a phone call that didn't go the way I wanted to, I'm up and on that trampoline. I turn on some great music. And for me, it's, old school R&B, and I'm bebopping and I'm getting up there and I'm letting it go. And I'm even talking myself through it. My friend Monica, who I think is on the call, on the call there, she's a brain coach. And I love how when we talk, she always has, that just focus on the positive, say things that are, speak. And I know that I've learned to speak it as if it is, speak that which isn't as if it is, and believe and have a prosperous, positive attitude. And it's easier said than done, but it must be done. It must be done, or we're going to just keep that yuck down in our bellies, and it's going to kill us. It's going to suppress our immune system. It's going to depletes our bones. And we know when we've got bitterness all the way down into our bones, it makes them brittle, and it more than anything, because I'm again a colonic hydrotherapist and really about detox. The liver, it's a key, it does over 300 functions in our body, and it's very key for what's going on in the hormones. And so many of us, I hear so many women from 35 and up, it used to be 51 was the average menopause issue. And at 50, I can tell you, I've been dealing for 10 years with hormonal imbalances because of the pushes that I did in businesses prior, and the traveling 10 days out of 30 days in 3 cities in 10 days, and going and not eating well. And when I did eat eat, I was in Taco Bell and drinking diet sodas. I used to drink 4 Diet Cokes a day. I drank pots of coffee. I did drugs to calm, coffee for up and drugs to come down. We all have that stuff. And I'm just here to equip and encourage that you would start looking at those things and looking at alternatives. So exercise, I know it's a bad word to some. It was to me, man. I'd turn the video on and sit on the couch and will myself to get up and do something. It wasn't until I was 46 years old that I really started looking at exercise hard. My husband and I started to hike. We were challenged to Half Dome, and we've been hiking ever since. Maybe you don't need to climb mountains, but maybe you need to take a walk 15 minutes twice a day. I start my clients out 15 minutes a day, and then 15 more later. It just is getting yourself out in the oxygen, just breathing. The breath can soften the anger, the yoga that you do, the deep belly breathing. In fact, right now, as you're sitting there, put your hand on your belly button and the other hand on top and just sit there and feel yourself in your chair and just breathe all the way deep to your belly button, like a child whose belly rises when they take a breath. Just think about one small step is all I say to people. You don't have to radically change your routine. Just stopping soda can change somebody's whole wellness and diet and dropping pounds. Just walking the stairs or the parking lot in the Walmart, just changing one small habit at a time. That's all I'm here to encourage you to do. The lonely portion of it seems kind of obvious, but so many of us, we're busy, we're out there, we don't even look at that maybe we're lonely. Loneliness comes in forms of isolation. That's the obvious, that we would stay home. But I know so many women who they're networking because they've got to make their business happen. They are going out with the girls. Maybe it's after a divorce. Maybe it's after an illness and they're finally getting out, but inside they feel different and they're lost and they're feeling alone even amongst the crowd. Weight gain often is, I find when I delve deep into my clients' situations, sometimes we've carried weight to protect ourselves. Maybe it's from the opposite sex. Maybe it's from the other women. Maybe it's women have hurt us in the past, and we just want to keep people away. Maybe we need to look at that sometimes. I can change your diet plan. We can look at calories. We can cut back on all kinds of stuff. But if there's deep-seated issues, we need to take a look and stop and say, no more. What is it? What's the bondage that's keeping me there? What's the root cause of my unhealthiness, my habits, my self-sabotage? So the lonely piece stems from helplessness and powerlessness. And when we surrender and we say, you know what? I know that good is out there, and God created me for a good thing, and I am here for now, and I have baggage and I have things, but you know what? I'm going to focus on the good things that I have, and I'm going to manifest the things that I don't have by just calling them in, by aligning my thoughts. And that loneliness can come from in here, it can come from here, and it can go away from here. And you can maybe start volunteering, maybe go where others are less fortunate than you, and just start rising up and start seeing what it's like to put yourself out there, and then you get refilled, and then the trust starts to come. I see so many women that are codependent, and in their own families, they're lonely, and they're struggling, and they're doing more for people, and they're going over and above what's really necessary and called of them to be accepted, to not have that fear of rejection and the abandonment issues that we all go through. We have that attitude of, I'm just going to do it myself. I don't need to ask anybody. It stems from a place of, I don't want to ask. I don't want to be a burden. Maybe somebody spoke those lies over you, that you weren't good enough and that you were a burden and that your desires and needs really don't matter. And that is a lie. You matter. You deserve your space in this world, but you need to step out and you need to take it. The volunteering that I mentioned, my husband and I work with homeless ministry, and I tell you, I came out of the pit of hell. Never had to sleep on the street, but I have come from some dark places. And going out onto the mission field of the streets of Sacramento, where people, yes, there's that typical homeless person that's, we see as the drunkard and the drug addict and the dirty Bowery that we walk into. But you know what? In this community, we've had a lot of fallen, financial situations, people losing their homes, people first time ever experiencing, and it could be any one of us. So going out onto the streets has given me perspective like nobody else could. I suggest that you do something like that for yourself. If you're finding yourself isolating, if you're finding yourself in a place of loneliness and it's sabotaging your productivity and who you're called to be, you're called for greatness. You have value to bring. Step into that. Go into a place where there's animals if you're not ready to have conversations. Sometimes we just don't want to hear and listen to other people. We still don't trust, but we can reach out in many different ways. Maybe, like I said, it's animals. Maybe it's meetups. Maybe it's something that you like to do, crafting, and you have a common denominator. And you don't have to talk deep with somebody, but you can get out there and be a part of another group. For me, it's being a part of a spiritual community. That's feeding for me. The other last letter is T. And T is so common for so many of us. Tired. Hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Most of us, I know for me, I would wake up in the morning and as soon as I hit the floor, oh my God, I'm so tired. How am I going to make it through this day? Really? I had 2 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, days and days and days on end. I have had so little sleep, and I have made it my life's calling to help people overcome the adrenal fatigue that wipes us out. And it is a battle, especially with the technology and the new businesses that we're growing. We're staring at computer screens. Our eyes are tired. Our shoulders we're wearing as earrings. In fact, right now, check yourself. Bring your shoulders down. Take a breath. Push those shoulders down into your hips. Square yourself in your chair. Put your feet 4 corners to the floor and just breathe. And bring those shoulders down. Sometimes we just got to stop. 6, 8 hours on the computer without moving. Just bring those shoulders down. Stretch. Sometimes we just need a little help, a little stretch. We don't have time for exercise, but we can stretch. We can breathe in deep. And then, you know what? We can time block. We do that with, I got to pay the bills, I got to do emails, I got to set up a sales page, I got to take the kids to school, I got to do laundry. We do it. We're women. We do 100 things a day, but we still don't schedule in time often for ourselves. Maybe we make it to an exercise class. Here it is, January. Many of you have probably said, I'm going to do it this year, and it's almost February. How you doing with that? But if we take on this big thing and our goal is, I'm going to lose 40 pounds by April, June, whatever it is, if we don't move small steps towards that, we end up at that date and we're lost. We don't get there and we say we're a failure, and we are, because we really need to make small steps. So again, I say that because I had to learn it's not all or nothing, which is what my personality can tend to be. And if I don't get in the gym, I can still get on that trampoline. I can still use those weights that are right here by my desk when I need to stand up. And I stand up and I do my little exercises and I stretch my body in my chair while I think about what's not working or what I need to do next. And I breathe, just the basics. Do I need to step away and get to the kitchen and grab one of those roll-ups that I made or a hard-boiled egg? It doesn't have to be all or nothing. So many times we don't feel like cooking, and I don't blame us. I don't either. I don't love the kitchen. My husband is a husband and a wife. I've learned these tips and tricks, so I'm not at the Taco Bell. The things that I've done on the way to Reno as a national educator or a regional educator in this area, 2 to 3 hours on the road. Man, I mean, just a burger here, you know, I don't even want to go there. I've just tried to eradicate that stuff out of my mind. But the junk that I put into my body, how can our bodies be alive and vibrant and not tired when we're not fueling it? We do it for our cars. We change the fuel. We add the fuel. Pardon me. We add the fuel, and we change the oil filters. But we don't even think about that for ourselves. So we push through and we don't schedule downtime, and we need to. So I challenge you, take your day planners and schedule in a few hours for yourself, however that looks. Maybe it's Friday afternoon. Maybe you can't. Maybe you have kids everywhere and 2 jobs. Everybody walks a different journey, but you can take 15 minutes. Maybe it's in the morning. Maybe you're a morning person. For me, I've learned to get in the bathtub. And I will teach that in the 28-day detox, how I use those rituals, bathing rituals and breathing rituals and time for myself in the busyness. Because who has really time to go to the spa? I used to run a day spa, and back in the heyday, people had money and time to get in the spa an hour and a half a month, but we don't often. So we need to find ways along the way. We need to prepare that food. We need to set the ritual of turning the lights down, taking the electronics, unplugging the electronics, which I will tell you has been such a hard thing. I'm a plugged in girl. I like to be in touch with peeps. I like to brainstorm when it comes to my mind and get on my computer in my bed and do things, but it's got to stop. The electronics are sucking our brain. The adrenals are depleted. We need to give ourselves some downtime and breathe and take a walk in the fresh air, or just sit in our bath and meditate. You know, it probably takes you 15 minutes to take a shower. You can take a 15-minute bath. At night, when I'm so geared up and amped up from a networking meeting and coming home and doing another thing before the next day and slamming into bed going, okay, ready, set, sleep. Who does that? We all do that, and then men are boom, we're out, they're out, and we're sitting there, our mind is going and going. So one of the things that I do, one of the tips that I do, the tricks that I do, is a brain dump. And I'll tell you, I'm not that good at doing it because regimen does not come easy to me. But having a list, having a set routine that we can do that says, okay, I'm going to go into the bathroom maybe an hour before I'm really wanting to turn the light out, and I'm going to run a bath and put some lavender and prepare myself for sleep. While it's running, I'm going to do my little list for what tomorrow is. I'm going to brain dump all the stuff that's going around in my head, and I'm going to breathe. And I'm going to appreciate, and I'm going to have a gratitude check. And I'm going to take time, and my kids are going to have to wait. My husband's going to have to, take a number, and I'm going to have to say, I cannot give any more if I don't fill my own cup up first. And don't feel guilty about that. No more codependency. The belly breathing is really big for tired. Our brains need oxygen. It needs food. So if we put that food in the refrigerator and we do the meal prep, I will be showing meal prep again in my 28-day challenge. I am all about making simple things happen so you can cook twice a week and have food prepared in your freezer, snacks in your refrigerator, little snacks ready in your bag, in your car console. Feed the body. It's fueling that we need to do. We've got to get that low blood sugar under control, that high blood sugar under control. I have clients who are battling with diabetes. It breaks my heart to see. That is a disease that is absolutely controllable most of the time. And that's what's also so exciting, is that we can make better choices one step at a time, and we can overcome the illnesses that are plaguing our country, diabetes and cancer and Alzheimer's and arthritis and the inflammatory issues. No more do we need to suffer with that. Why keep putting our money into Big Pharma's hands and not taking care of ourselves and doing the steps that we can do to heal or to prevent? When I thought I was going to become a nurse and I lived in with a hospice cancer patient and took care of her colostomy, I said, no, this is not health care. This is sick care. And no more. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go into prevention. And yeah, I went into the beauty side of beauty and health and wellness, and I had a day spa, and I saw a lot of clients coming in for beauty treatments. And I worked in a plastic surgeon's office, and I saw the outside stuff. And it just was in me to say, no, it starts from within. And the acne that I treated and that I deal with on a daily basis, it is direct correlation to what's going on in my other eliminative organs. So again, in the 28-day challenge, we do a lot of detox work. There's a third week in there that we will do a lot of the bathing rituals, a lot of the detoxing, the lymphatic stuff that we can help purify our body. Do you know that weight gain, that fat is stored toxins? It's not lack of willpower most often. It's not a mental breakdown. It's not always our fault. It's that our body is not functioning well. It's not purifying. It's not letting out the junk before we put in more stuff. So it's really actually an easier solution than we think, and that's what's so exciting. When we put in oxygen, we need the basics. We need to feed our body. We need to get rid of the toxins, the toxic emotions, the anger, the toxins that we breathe and that we eat, and impure food. We need to add clean food and reduce toxins and pesticides and all of that. And that's a whole nother teaching that I do if you want to go to the next step in terms of clean eating. But in that third week of the 28-day challenge, I had some girls doing the 14-day challenge, and it was really about just creating some guardrails for yourself, because that's what this is all about, just creating an environment that you can succeed in. I mean, we're busy, we're emotional, we have baggage and bondages that keep us doing the same things. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over, even when it's not getting us where we want to go. I know insanity, let me tell you that much. And it's time to change that. And so then the 14-day was about guardrails, and the 28-day, it's more guide to equipping you to have tools whether it be food, the hungry, whether it be mind dumping and journaling and breathing and walking exercises for the anger and the loneliness that we deal with, and tips for sleep rituals and ways to bring your mind down and take the burdens off your shoulders, and exercise and integrate fun. I get on the floor and I wrestle with my little dog, big red dog. You guys have kids that want so badly for you to take 15 minutes to go in the front yard and toss a frisbee or a ball. Don't be too busy for that. You need that fun. You need that purging of your brain. You need that nature that was given to us to fuel our soul. So again, I say hungry, angry, and lonely, and tired. Those are all things that we can actually, it's just more simple than it needs to be, than we make it to be. It's simple. It's just taking knowledge and learning these things and then figuring out a few things to apply. It doesn't have to be all of them. It's just a few things. Maybe you're hearing that you need to drop soda and add water. Maybe you really know that you need to let your electronics stay out of your bedroom, and you need to take a bath instead of take a shower, even once a week, just to regenerate yourself. Sure, maybe you don't have time or money to go to the spa or get a massage, but that doesn't mean you can't do anything. We got to take care of ourselves. If we're not our own best friends, who will? Who will take care of us? Again, one of my passions is to equip people with the meal prepping and the being prepared. I mean, gosh, when we have healthy food in our refrigerator, we eat healthy food. How many times have you just run out of the house and made the kids their lunch and hubby maybe, but you didn't do anything for yourself, and you find yourself, oh my God, and there's donuts in the office. I don't know. I have a sugar issue. That's why I'm doing a sugar rehab in this detox. You know, oftentimes we switch addictions. I gave up alcohol and other things, and sugar is a problem for me. And the more you eat, the more you want. That sugar monster wakes up. So sometimes in the hungry department, really, if we would just eat proteins and some fiber and not eat those sugars that just come up and then plummet back down and make us hungry again. So I'm going to be working on some of that stuff with us as well. Okay, so it's near, it's quarter till. I want to share you some things. Let me see if, how do I get back to this chat? Hold on.
On the chat.
Okay, so I'm back in the chat room, workaholic. Yeah, I know it. Long periods without eating. Yeah, and so again, just some of the skills that I can give about prepping and making it easy, and stuff that even kids can help do for us, and just having it so you can, you know, set a timer if we need to, and just, you know, stop, drop and roll. No, stop, drop, and get on the trampoline, and then pop into the kitchen and grab a few of those hand kinds of foods or finger foods and come back to the desk if that's what it takes. I get it. We're entrepreneurs. We got to do it however we got to do it, but we got to do it. So we're going to work on some of that. I have a couple of things coming up that I want to share with you. One of them I mentioned a few times here. I do 14-day and 28-day challenges. I find that equipping people with small changes, with guardrails that say, let's, you know, here's what you can do. Let me give you the guide. Let me give you the recipes. Let me give you the meal plans and the step-by-step of how to prep, because your brain is on your business. Your brain is on your kids. Your brain is on whatever, your vacation, your your sick relative. And sometimes, again, the food, the prepping, I hear that people say, is this going to be hard? And are you going to give me a lot of steps to do? How many people, you know, can relate to that? So the challenges that I do aren't meant to burden. They're not meant to be so overwhelming and too many steps. They're meant to just compartmentalize, get you to the grocery store, give you some tools to get into the kitchen, set aside a little time, maybe Sunday, Monday, whatever your time is, and then again on Wednesday, Thursday, and get yourself out of the kitchen and prepare yourself to be eating well and employ your kids in it as well. So the 28-day challenge is just now coming up. I'm going to show that to you. There's a downloadable guide, printables, meal plans, menus, recipes, and a grocery list. There's 2 weeks to prepare for a third week. This is a 4-week program, but the third week is our more intense detox week, where we will go into looking at foods that can be culprits for the hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. They can be the things that cause symptoms for us, the things that are causing inflammation in our skin, in our joints, holding cortisol, can't lose weight, frustrated. I promise you that if you apply some of these things, you will start to see. Again, we can't put something in if we don't take something out. So I'm about detox and elimination, excuse me. And this will equip you with that. The third week will be the hardest week. We will get down to business. I had several people join the challenge who said, can I start early because the dates are conflicting with a trip or a party or a wedding? This is not meant to stop your life. That's what I love about it. That's why I'm passionate about teaching the way I teach. This is not a diet. This is changing lifestyles. This is saying make a better choice over here because you know this is going on. This is giving you tools to do your everyday life. My passion is to give you healthy tips and a spa mentality, because you can't go to a spa all the time. It doesn't have to be that I only take care of myself when I go on vacation or I'm able to go to a spa for a week. I want you to live the spa life in your everyday life. I am passionate to equip the women around me, the entrepreneurs that I see that are drained, that are hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. I want to give back. I have had my life given back to me. And I've been equipped and I've been given these tools and these tips, and I'm learning them, and I'm learning them right along there with you. But I want to give you the things that have created balance in my life. And along the way, we'll work on the other stuff together. So I'm looking forward to that. So you can go right in there if you want to jump on. If you want to learn more or think about it, you can go to the tab on my Facebook page that says 28-Day Challenge and get more information about it. And you can join there. And I want to show you the next offer. Is that, hide this offer first? Go up here. I have one other one, and it's the support of the H.A.L.T that we talked about. You'll get a token when you sign up. I'll send you a token. You'll have 4 calls for coaching. There'll be group calls to strategize on what's working, what's not working, ideas that you need, challenges and wins that others are getting will have power in the group. And then there'll be an interactive Facebook accountability page as well. So 4 weeks to take the H.A.L.T information, make it your own, make it work for you. You're worth it. You deserve it. Your family needs it. Your community needs it. The people you serve and whatever the businesses that you do that you're so passionate about, they need you. And they need you full and vibrant and alive. They need you to show up, not tired, not hungry, not hassled, not angry. And I really want to be a part of that. I really want to help you, equip you to overcome, as I have overcome so much. I can tell you that I walk in many of your shoes. I want to hold your hand and hold that space for you and share the information that I have, whether it be simple this way or whether you really need some one-on-one coaching and you want to go deeper because you already know a lot of this and you know that you've got to work on your adrenals or you know you've got to overcome diabetes. We can go there too. But here's a simple way to start. I thank you guys for being on the call with me and supporting my new business. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm also passionate about supporting you in any way that I can, whether it be in referrals to your business, whether it be in giving you the information that I have at a way to get into your daily living, your busyness. I want to not I want it to be affordable, and I want it to be available time-wise to you. So it is my goal to make things simplified for you. Another acronym my mom used to use with me, it was KISS, and many of us have heard that. She used to say, keep it simple, stupid. And I would say, I'm not going to receive that. I'll say, keep it simple, sweetheart. And so let's keep it simple. Let's take a moment to say, where do I need to assess what's working and what's not working for me? Where do I need some guardrails? Where do I need a group? Where do I need a coach? Maybe it's not a one-on-one coach. Maybe it's just the power of the group, the community that we need so that we're not lonely, the community that we need so we can bounce off angry. So I ask you to take a look at H.A.L.T, the support of 4 weeks and the support of the Facebook chat room. Only $27, $1 a day. $1 a day is really all it is. You can do that. You're worth it. So let me know if I can answer any questions in regard. I have so much more information to give you. I can't even really contain it all in an hour. And I do have a mini retreat coming up I'm so excited about on the 14th. It's the Day of Love. So we're doing a self-love, self-care retreat. It'll be 3 hours of workshop and interactive exercises to help you push forward and set intentions. And there'll be some light bites, so you'll get to taste some of my great recipes for on-the-go stuff. So we'll have a half-an-hour little refreshment break. And then we'll do some intention setting with vision board, just a small one, not the one that says what my life and what my business is going to be about, but just what is it going to be that I intend for my year 2015 to be a best friend to myself, to put myself first, to serve my body, my temple, to get well. Let this be your best year yet. And so we're going to do a little activity. Bring your magazines. I'll have poster board there for you. We'll also have some fun bath ritual items there. You can make a sugar scrub if you'd like to. You can look at some aromatherapy, essential oils. We'll have a gal with some beautiful homemade soaps. We'll just have things that support your self-care. One thing I'm super excited about is, while we're moving from size to size, we need a little help keeping it all in, keeping it together. I have a beautiful line a gal is bringing of shapewear that's not your grandma's shapewear. It's good stuff that you get to wear and feel comfortable in. So there'll be some things to support you. There will be one other thing. What was it? We'll have a couple of prayer warriors there, or people that will be available to you if you need to shed some burdens and you need to talk about areas that it's not working for you, and you need to just have some breakthrough. There'll be some private time for that as well. So we'll have some wellness practitioners. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot. We'll have a massage therapist who is fabulous, and she'll be there doing neck and shoulder massages for, I don't know, $1 a minute, maybe not even. She's just a fabulous gal, and she's wanting to make things available to you as well, so that if you want to do massages and self-care in your future, I just want to set this up so that we don't have to be all or nothing. And again, it doesn't have to be vacation or frazzle. There is a happy medium, and we need to find it. We're busy. People need us. We have businesses to run. And it's possible. I know if I've come from the pit of hell that I have, and I'm able to climb 10,000 and 14,000 feet mountains when I was only able to sit on the couch and eat Krispy Kreme donuts and do drugs and be depressed and want to take my life, the bravest thing I ever did was get off that couch and push forward and say, no, I was meant for more than this. And I'm not going to be hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. And I know that can be you as well. Any way that I can support you, please. There's an app on my Facebook page that you can always see what I'm doing there. At the top of my Facebook page, there is a couple of tabs. Sometimes it's a free webinar, sometimes it's a challenge. There's also the mini retreat that I'll be putting up that you can take a look at. You can sign up on those pages for any of the things that I have rolling. And you can go to my website and also connect with me for a 30-minute discovery call. If you want to chat, I'm here. I'm here for you. So I'd love to chat with you and see what ways that I can offer solutions for you. Maybe you'll get something just in those 30 minutes. I would like to think so. All right, so take a look here. And thanks for being with me. I really appreciate you taking the time.